Escape to Brier Island. I read a book before Millie was born that was about this amazing community on an island where people lived for generations and took care of one another. Things have been really hard lately, so the idea of running away to an island with a population of 200-ish and just spending time with Derek and my dogs was really appealing. So off we went. I'd recommend this experience to anyone, but especially if you've lost a child. May is the start of the season, so we were the only guests at Brier Island Lodge for the time that we stayed. The staff were extremely accommodating and were very kind and gave us our space. We hiked, went whale watching, drank wine, and hid from the world. I've started writing down some of my experiences, how I've been feeling, and I wrote a lot while I was on the island, so I thought I'd share with you while I show you some pictures. Maybe this will help someone else who's going through something similar. How am I? People keep asking. And then they follow it up with a, "You look good." If it was me, I'd fill in pretty much anything here. Be in bed at the bottom of a bottle of wine, buried in my tears. The truth is, I'm not me anymore. I'm in a mental battle to find myself, to survive. But how do you say that to someone? They're just asking to be polite. They don't really want to hear. How can I tell them about the constant night terrors I suffered while Millie was alive and that are so much worse without her? How do I explain the panic attacks that come unexpectedly, uninvited, triggered by the smallest thing? No one wants to know how fragile I am. They don't want to know how the right song, a harsh word, the smallest stress, the smell of an alcohol swab, the sound of a heart monitor, a crowded space, or a medical show can reduce me to a small, blubbering, hyperventilating ball. How do I describe the unrelenting sadness that washes over me in waves, and which can very suddenly strip the joy out of a moment? How do I justify my new explorer attitude, this need to just take what I want and wander, my search for small moments of happiness to lift the constant pressure in my chest? How do I apologize for my memory loss, my inability to retain a tiny amount of information? How do I admit my inability to even write something down as a reminder? Information comes in, and before it's processed, it's gone. How can I be a productive member of society, return to my job and my life like this? How am I? I'm broken. I'm irreparably broken. I'll never be the same person that I was before Millie. But maybe with some time, I can be reprogrammed. I'm sitting in the most beautiful place, eating a picnic my husband made, drinking beer and feeling free. The peace that came from the 6-kilometer walk along the shore, the sore muscles and the exhaustion, they've taken away the anxiety. We walked and walked. I searched for pretty rocks on the beach, and then tested my husband's love, making him carry them in his backpack. I peed in the woods, like I used to when I was a kid. I felt free, until Derek decided to take photo evidence. We walked and we walked. It took hours to walk the rocky shore and navigate the boggy woods. I almost gave up. 3.5 hours in, and we weren't even halfway there. But then I got here. I made it to the lighthouse, our halfway point, our destination. I found my perfect spot, I cracked my beer, and it was the best therapy. I'm so happy we did this. I remember how happy we were when it was just us, Derek and I. Then we added Kirby. Then we added Ella. We were still so happy. But then Millie came and we realized true happiness. We found what life was about. Then she left us and we forgot. We forgot that there were other things that used to make us happy. We forgot how to be just two. What if you woke up and found that your baby was gone? That you would never see her again, and there was nothing you could do? Then what? What would you say? How would you act? Where would you go? Do you believe you'll see her again? How do you keep living? The word living is funny. You can subside, give your body the minimum it needs. You can be sad, and you can hurt, and you cannot get out of bed. But is that really living? Is that what you would want for your daughter? You can get up and go to work. You can act normal. You can do what you were supposed to do while feeling broken inside. You can pretend so people stop looking at you with pity in their eyes. Maybe they will stop telling you how sorry they are. Maybe they will begin to forget. But is that really living? Or you can wake up, get out of bed, do what feels right in that moment, in that morning. Follow your own lead. You can try to make your husband happy because he matters. You can take your dogs for a walk. You can play fetch. You can admire a sunset. You can do yoga and make your muscles burn and not be able to walk the next day. You can feel those acts. You can play music for her, each bow stroke with feeling, hoping it goes high and finds her ears. You can feel the ice-cold water of the ocean on your toes. You can take your daughter to places with you, carry her in your heart and your mind. You can live for her, show her the world and all the things you wish she would have seen herself. But it is okay to scream and cry, because you hurt inside. You can know how unfair it is. You can feel how wrong it is that you're still here. Just follow your own lead. Have faith in yourself. It's gotten you this far. You love your life that you built, and it's still here. I woke up feeling happy this morning. I slept well. My dogs are in bed with me. I rolled over, and Derek is laying there, eyes still closed, smiling. We need to smile. It feels good. More than anything, it feels good to see him smile. I love your face. I don't know when this became a saying around our house. It is something we would say to one another in a silly moment, during a little bickering session, or sometimes just when we're quiet. The thing is, it has become more and more true. I look at his face and see Millie. I see my baby's features. I see her blue eyes. I see her tiny ears. I see the red that was just beginning to show in her lightening hair. I see the shape and the perfect color of her lips. I see all this, and it makes me happy. It makes me love your face so much more. It makes me want to create more babies, to see who they will look like, a combination of our best, of you and I. It's a cool day. The water is a little rough, and the fog is rolling in. We took an adventure to Balancing Rock. A little walk off the road, this beautiful rock that has stood the test of time, strong, yet looking perilously close to being taken by the ocean. We're sitting on the coast. I'm watching Derek carve Millie's name into the bench, and this moment reminds me of a book I once read. The ocean was described as this ancient and powerful being that took souls to survive. People would gladly walk into the ocean with no fear, letting the ocean take their souls, all to become part of something bigger, to go back to the beginning. I sat there for a long time, understanding that feeling, the want for your soul to be real, to feel a need to exist, but at the same time a desire not to continue in this form.